When a man shows you the palm, wait until he shows you the back of the palm. Good morning, bonjour, sabah al khair, dasba, ansuma, mimamachi, ekaro, kwalafia. Today we're going to page 5 of the gossip of May 2002, volume 2, number 4, motto, the rumor killers, the rumor killers, the rumor killers. God, should I show you? No, I think I've shown enough yet. Okay, let's show you. That's it. Now, page 5. Wife for sale. Haba, wife for sale. Then, a pastor anointed by underpants and dot, 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 dot. Pastor anointed by underpants. Dot, 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 dot. Then the third story, I think they just draw. Is the menstruating woman unclean? Is the menstruating woman unclean? Yes, she's unclean. Scripturally. Of course, the blood inside the woman, she's still clean. But once it comes out, it's unclean. Even the doctors will confirm it. Gets out to the environment with whole host of bacteria and whatnot. It's unclean. Okay, let's wait for the story itself. So, wife for sale. The following day, could it be a continuation? Yes, it's a continuation, but it hasn't been mentioned here. Okay, let's go on. Namshi. It will still make sense out of it. The following day, when I arrived at the office, I was in a very happy mood. Business has started booming, despite risk attached and the many insults and catcalls. My secretary was already at her desk. She collected my briefcase and placed it on my table. I dipped my hand into my hip pocket and gave her an envelope containing 200,000 cedis and her bonus share of the windfall. You call the money and give you some big money, and 1,000 cedis. It's nothing. You can change. And her bonus share of the windfall. Paragraph. She thanked me and went back to her office. As I sat down to ply through my mails, she bumped into my office, looking very happy, and shouted excitedly, "Boss, thank you very much. May God bless you." This was after she had opened the envelope and found the money. Remember, the title is Wife for Sale. That's the title, Wife for Sale. Anyway, let's continue. And found the money, the amount. I looked up into her eyes. I looked up into her eyes, smiled, and told her to go back to her seat because we had a hectic business ahead of us. I had an appointment with two men who had expressed interest in Linda through telephone calls on my mobile phone and the previous night. Paragraph. I had arranged a meeting with them at different times. The first man, a spare parts dealer who gave his name as Nuruddin Abu, was to meet me at 10 a.m. The second, an import and export manager who gave his name as John Bamford, was to meet me at 2 p.m. That's 4 hours apart. Wise man. I told my secretary to tell my caller, apart from the two men, that I was not at office. Hey. I told my secretary to tell any caller, sorry, I told my secretary to tell any caller, apart from the two men, that I was not at the office because of woman. Mm. Um, at exactly 10 a.m., Nuruddin arrived. He was a tall and lanky man and was dressed in a rich agbada and sported a gold watch on his wrist. And some of us know, but no woman will like us because we buy the cheapest watch. All we need to do is to keep time, an alarm on his wrist. My secretary ushered him in and we exchanged greetings. He spoke in impeccable and perfect English. I understand you are a very fast matchmaker. Well, one way or the other, I replied. That was Nuruddin. The first comment was by Nuruddin. Well, one way or the other, I replied. My mission is simple. I need a matured woman for my Italian business partner, and that is why I am here. I saw your advertisement on the internet, and I think that lady Linda fits the specification and admiration of my client who will come down next week from Italy. Hey, yes, I agree. Why for sale? Meanwhile, the item doesn't know that it's being sold. The item who is the woman doesn't know that she's been sold. Hmm? Okay. Uh, uh-huh. Fits specification and admonition of my client who will come down next week. Hmm? Paragraph. Well, it depends on what proposal your client will put across. Linda wants a lifelong partner. If your client is ready to marry her, then there is no problem. I declared. Nuruddin started to scratch his hair. Aha. They've got him on the hook. Eh? The Italian friend doesn't want marriage. All he wants is a few minutes of enjoyment at a time. Hmm? So he starts scratching his head. Nuruddin started to scratch his hair. Well, I need to communicate the information to my client. He has no specific, he has not specific as the marriage or a mere relationship. He was not specific as to marriage or mere relationship. Then do that. Then do that. Do that and get. Then do that. Sorry. Then do that and get me informed. I told him. What is the price of your services? He asked. What is the price of your services? He asked. Indeed, it's one for sale. Hmm? All the transaction, including marriage registration, will cost you 30 million cedis. Pardon me. That is manageable. He replied, that's Nuruddin, and added, you will hear from me the very time I contact my client and he gives me his proposal. Paragraph. As he was leaving, he placed a bundle of 500,000 cedis on my clerk, on my desk and retorted, take this as an advance for your initial arrangements. Things are happening in the world. They've been happening long even before this, before 2002, only that we didn't know. Mm. Okay. I hit him, I beat him bye-bye, put the money into my briefcase, and buzzed my desk bell. My secretary came in, and I told her to prepare for a lunch break with me. I had a nice treat for her. She had worked for me dutifully for 1 year. The going has not been easy for me. At times, I delay her monthly salary of 350,000 cedis. 350,000 cedis, a fortnight after payday. Sorry, he can delay 2 weeks, a fortnight after payday. But humble, Modest and hardworking as she is, she never complained. If now business is booming, she needs to have a share in the booty. Anyway, that's good of you, manager. Hmm? Manager Maza, you're a manager or you're a matchmaker. Okay, let's take it to both of them. Manager stroke matchmaker. Her share of the booty. I went to lunch with my secretary, and within 30 minutes, we were back at office. At exactly 5 minutes to 2 p.m., I came out of my office to meet a tall and stout, fair colored guy talking to my secretary. I did not like the way the man was touching the hands and hair of my secretary, but I restrained myself. You won't get cash. Hmm? Okay, paragraph. My secretary, who was apparently enjoying the attention of the man, raised up her head, and when she saw me, she cringed. Cringe is spelled Cringed. Sir, this is Mr. Bamford. I told him to wait until the appointed time, 2 p.m., before I usher him into your office. That's the secretary. Okay. That is okay, Mr. Bamford. Let's go in. I replied. When we were seated, Mr. Bamford was straight to the point. He and his senior brother ran a hotel at Ilebu. I think that's the border town between Ghana and Ivory Coast. At Ilebu, they have a lot of clients from La Côte d'Ivoire, yes, and France. Their customers most times ask for women to service them for money wherever they come, whenever they come to lodge. Today they call girls and men. You don't need such arrangement. Before you get there, they are there lined up in front of the hotel. Even the streets getting to the hotel, you just have to look and make your choice. Okay, for money whenever they come to lodge. He wanted a mature but permanent patron at the hotel who could organize the call girls who come to the hotel to solicit for sex for money. Okay, let me repeat that. He wanted a matured but permanent matron at the hotel who could organize the call girls who come to the hotel to solicit for sex for money. He saw the advert on the internet and was interested in Linda. Hey, Linda alone. Okay. My friend, this is not an employment agency. Did you not read the adverts well? The woman, the woman Linda has a price of 20 million cedis on her head for any man who is interested in marrying her. I know, but you see, we are ready to pay the 20 million cedis. We are ready to pay the 20 million and work with her. Who knows? Out of our numerous clients, she may even get a foreign suitor who will be who will be very rich to marry. This bargaining, bargaining over a woman. Okay, to marry. Look, you seem to be a difficult man. See, she is not being offered for employment. Abba. Viewers, how similar is this to the slave trade? You tell me, slave trade and this kind of business. What is the difference? Okay, she is not being offered for employment. Calm down, man. I think something can be arranged between us. Take this for your troubles. He handed me an envelope. Abba, take this for trouble. He handed me an envelope. Okay. I think about my full stop. Then he added, think about my proposal. I'll be back tomorrow for a final answer. So this bribe, he gave a heavy envelope to change his mind, so that you have Linda at all costs. Linda should be very, very beautiful indeed. Very attractive indeed. Come back tomorrow for a final answer. The envelope contained 1 million CDs. When I came out of my office to see him, he was already gone. My secretary was counting some wad of CDs. I was not the only I was not the only benefactor of Mr. John Bonfu, the secretary, the secretary too. To be continued. Oh, I didn't check this one. I don't know if I have a continuation here. It's very sad if I don't have it. To be continued. And this one was volume 2, number 4. What we have here is volume 2, number 5. It should be here. It should be here. Wife for sale. It should be here. Luckily, it should be here. Wife for sale. Sorry, viewers, I didn't previously look at the papers altogether before coming. Wife for sale. Wife for sale. Wife for sale. Wife for yeah, it's here. It's here. We continue. So let's do the continuation. Let's go to the continuation. This John Bonfo, the secretary too. No, I was not the only benefactor of Mr. John Bonfo, the secretary too. That's the case 2O TOO. When I reached the office the following day, Linda was waiting at the reception. Bra Essan. No. That is she. Bra Etisan. Brother, how is it? Bra Etisan, meaning brother, how it is. How is it? She asked, even before I could exchange greetings with my secretary and her. Do I understand this? Let me take it again. When I reached the office the following day, Linda was waiting at the reception. Bra, Etisan, brother, how is it? She asked, even before I could exchange greetings with my secretary. Okay, I understand. Linda is not the secretary. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Meaning, it is all right with me. I replied. I ushered her into my office. I had forgotten that we had an appointment that day. Even then, it was too early in the day for the appointment. But once she had come, I had to act fast. I had to act fast. Okay. Akwaba, welcome. Into brackets, Akwaba. Into brackets, welcome. I jeered her. Ya media, which means thanks, my sweetheart. She replied. Uh, I made another mental note to be wary of Linda. I made another mental note to be wary of Linda. My mind turned round. Linda was eager to get her freedom and would stop at nothing. I had nothing. I had sort of full stop, and I had stopped at nothing, and I stopped. No, and would stop at nothing. I'm sorry. I had a proposal for her, but the details were a bit sensitive. I had a proposal for her, but was the details were a bit sensitive. I did not know how her husband would accept the proposal of Mr. Burnful. Abba, So Linda was married. Am I not understanding the sentence? I did not know how her husband would accept the proposal of Mr. Bonful. Meanwhile, I wanted a deal with my clients, not transparently. I wanted a deal with my clients, not transparently, sorry, but discreetly, because the job I had taken upon myself entailed a lot of risks. A lot of risks. Yes, it's risky if you're dealing with people's wives. So, I don't know. Okay. Hey, bruh. Hey, bruh. Na wankasa. Hey, una. Can I read this? Hey, bruh. Na wankasa. Uh, hey, brother. Hey, bruh. Hey, brother. So it's English, fantasized. Hey, bruh. Or do I say ascenticize? Mm. Hey, brother, won't you talk? Won't you talk? Hey, brother, na wankasa enye una wosi membra na ene ha enye una wosi membra ene. Was it not you who said I should come today? Hey, brother, won't you talk? Is it not you that gave the appointment for today? Linda broke my thoughts. Uh, uh, no, ɛnyɛ nokorɛ, nso wa, wa, nso waba ntam dodo, ɛnyɛ nokorɛ, na nso waba ntam dodo. It is true, but you have come too early, I replied. Sorry, ɛyɛ nokorɛ, it is true. Ɛyɛ nokorɛ, nso waba ntam dodo. It is true, but you came too early, I replied. Yes. Uh, what does Linda say? Ɛnyɛ hwee, mɛtwɛn. Ɛnyɛ hwee, mɛtwɛn. No problem, I will wait. She answered stubbornly. That's Linda. She answered stubbornly. I had to find a way to do away with this stubborn woman so that I could concentrate on my job. Where did he? Have you eaten? I asked her. Where did he? Have you eaten? I asked her. Dabi. Dabi meaning no. Hmm? She replied. Mema osika na wakɔpɛ biribi adi. Na waba bɛyɛ sɛ two. Na waba bɛyɛ sɛ two. Let me give you money for some food and you return around 2 p.m. I tried to coax her. Okay. Hey, they say, hey, ehina menkɔ didi. Say, hey, ehina menkɔ didi. Where do I go to eat? Sorry, ehina menkɔ didi. Famiko, ne wodi me kɔ famiko na wodi me kɔ yɛ no famiko na wodi me kɔ yɛ no Where do I go? Take me to where you took me the other time, she replied. Take me to where you took me this. In other words, Nita didn't know anywhere, any other place to eat except where the man took him. The manager took her, sorry. The manager took her. She's asking for that again. Mm. Take me to where the other time she replied, okay, let me see. Take me to where you took me the other time, she replied. I was cornered. Linda was a stubborn woman. She was, she was someone whom I had already enjoyed 3 million CDs minus her knowledge. Abba, you see, that's sex for sale. Hmm? Let me repeat that. She was someone on whom I had already enjoyed 3 million CDs without her knowledge. This is no good. No righteous man should do this. Hmm? Or viewers, what do you see? Hmm? Oh my God. Okay, without her knowledge. I had to play my cards well. After all, business is business, and Linda was big business. I signaled her to follow me. I picked my briefcase and came out of my office with Linda. With Linda tailing me, I told my secretary I would be back within an hour. Oh my God. Okay, I could sense that my secretary was a bit suspicious about my movements with Linda. I don't know. Women can be brave, but I don't know if this man actually didn't have love feeling for Linda. Or had he already finished her? Pardon me to say that. Either he had already finished her or but if Linda is so attractive and everybody likes her, why not the manager? Did he sleep with her? Did he not sleep with her? Huh? Some people will say, did he finish her? Or did he not finish her? Okay, Namshi, let's go. Hmm? Uh, I could sense that my secretary was a bit suspicious about my movements with Linda. Poor girl. She did not know she did not know the hen that laid the golden eggs for us all to feast on. I thought to myself, in other words, the secretary was also enjoying from the money that Linda was making for them, but she didn't know. You could use it even to pay the secretary. Mm. That's my understanding. How do you see? How do you see it, viewers? Huh? Or how do you see it, viewer? You may be watching it at one at a time. I thought to myself, I took Linda to Papaya, and because I had also not taken breakfast, I spent almost 100,000 CDs on our breakfast. So you can imagine breakfast alone 100,000 CDs. You know the money is like granules. What do you call pebbles or soil? Ground these little stones. I spent almost 100,000 cities on our breakfast. I had to take the bull by the horn. The way Linda was rushing me, I had to put my cards on the table. I told her about Mr. Bonful's proposal, and she was all for it. I gave her 200,000 cities to go home and get in touch the following week, after which, after which time I would have contacted Mr. Bonful. Hey, I hope the girls of these days will get this chance. The girls of these days will bite in their fingers if they had this chance because they don't get. They don't get. People just deceive them with few CDs and then go and finish them. So if Linda was happy to have businessmen, foreigners looking for her, that means she had a windfall. Hmm? Okay, I would have contacted Mr. Banful. Uh, let me go back. I gave her 200,000 cities to go home and get in touch the following day, after which I would have contacted Mr. Bonful. As she took off in a taxi, I rushed back to the office. Her husband had rung and left a message that he would ring in 2 hours' time. Soon, his call came through. I told him I was still on the job. He was patient. He told me he had left everything in my hands and that I should do well to accomplish the deal. Oh, I see. When they say leader's husband, I mean maybe the suitor, not that she was married, but maybe he just the writer just called the one who was looking for a leader as a husband. That's my understanding. What do you see, viewer? Okay. Uh, and I should do well to accomplish the deal. Let me take it back. Let me go back. He told me he had left everything in my hands and that I should do well to accomplish the deal. Paragraph. Right after his call, my secretary ushered in a man in his mid 30s. He was richly dressed and held an expensive briefcase. Can I help you, sir? I asked as he sat down. As he sat down, surely, Mr. Broku, surely, Mr. Broku, you can be of great help to me. He replied. Okay, let's listen to your problem. I declared on my as I shut on my pocket tip. My problem is simple. I have a wife, very young, but hopeless in the kitchen. I have spent lots of money to send her to caterers to train her, but all to no avail. Another young woman, a caterer, who trained another young woman, a caterer, who trained her, has caught my heart. She's ready to take over from my wife, Gladys, and I also love her. But my problem is Gladys. She's got a hint of what is going on and is real hell at home. So I have come for advice from you, he concluded. Hey, he concluded. Okay. This business is getting interesting. I am not a marriage counselor, neither am I a problem solving counselor. But here is a man, James Armful, with his funny problem. It's funny. How can you have your wife and then you come to somebody to see how he can solve a problem you have? The problem is that you want to get rid of Gladys to marry a substitute. You want to get rid of Gladys for a substitute. So he's right for calling it funny problem. I decided to take him on and see how much money I could make stupid out of his stupid problem. You see why I enjoyed buying these papers in those days. Oh my god. I decided to take him on and see how much money I could make out of his stupid problem. Paragraph. You know, I am not a marriage counselor, but as the matter of but as the matter stands, I will do the best I can for you. You will have to make a down payment of 1 million cedis. Secondly, secondly, give me your wife's contact address. I requested. So what I can see here is that he wants to see the wife secretly and arrange for a husband for her, a rich husband, so Gladys can leave her husband and go to the new man. So her Gladys's husband can now get a chance to marry. You see what is happening in the world? Hmm? Okay, let's see. He opened his briefcase, brought out two bundles of 100,000 CDs, and scribbled his wife's address on a piece of paper and gave it to me to be continued. Oh, to be continued again. Oh my God. Let's see if I have it in this issue. Oh my God. No, no, I don't have it because this issue is uh, uh, this issue is number five. We moved from number four to number five, but what we have here is number 11, so it couldn't be there. However, spare me a few minutes to see if a chance is there, or if we may get it sometime later if I look through my papers well. If I look through my papers well. Number five, wife for sale. It couldn't be here. Wife for sale. Wife for sale. Okay, I don't think it's here. It's going to be here. This 11. What is here? Number 11. You can see number 11 by myself here. But what we read was number 5 after reading number 4. And even number 4 also was carried from the previous paper. I think we will end here. When we come back, we will still go to the beginning of Wife for Sale, because at the page on which Wife for Sale began, and there we have anointed by underpant, and then so we will stop here. I hope I will look through my papers, and I hope we'll get a continuation. Then we can go on. So we will stop here, and then, like I said, next time in our next episode, we will go to page 4 of yes, page 4 of volume 2, number 4. Take over again. That's one thing about this gossip. They just spread the stories like that through over a number of papers, and it's very, very much inconvenience, and there's nothing I can do about it. Let's wait. Let's pause here. Thank you very much. Ilalika, bye bye. May God bless all of you. I hope some of you will be laughing like I laugh. How can you treat human beings like this? Like the slave trade? Ilalika, bye bye.